Alright guys, today we're going to go over the top defenses for Week 15, Round 1 of the Fantasy Football Playoffs. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you play Fantasy Football and want more on how to win your Fantasy Championship, and like the video for me. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. We're going to work our way from bottom to top. So at number 9 here, I have the Green Bay Packers defense. They are taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The Packers defense is nothing special, guys. They don't create a lot of turnovers. They get to your quarterback sometimes, but not consistently enough. The bottom line is here is matchup. Matchup is great. They're playing the Los Angeles Rams with Baker Mayfield now. I know that we saw Baker Mayfield have that game-winning drive against the Las Vegas Raiders, but that doesn't matter when you put it all together and you give him another week. Yeah, he should be better in theory, but it doesn't mean that the LA Rams offense is now suddenly fixed. They're still without Cooper Kupp. They are just a weak offense right now. They're one of the weakest teams in the NFL, and that is why the Packers make number 9 here. The number 8 defense for Week 15 is the New Orleans Saints defense. They are taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Same type of deal as Green Bay. They don't have a great defense at all. They have a very subpar defense. They get after your quarterback sometimes. They still have Cam Jordan to get after the quarterback and cause some fumbles here and there, but they're not a great defense. Marshawn Lattimore's been out a lot, but again, it's matchup here. Matchup versus Atlanta is great. They're playing the Atlanta Falcons, who are a struggling team, and they're making a quarterback switch. So week 1 with Desmond Ridder, it's not probably going to be very pretty. That is why I have the New Orleans Saints here at number 8, and I think you can feel confident about playing them. The number 7 defense for Week 15 is going to be the Washington Commanders defense. They are playing the New York Giants again, guys. So here's a couple of reasons that this is a good defensive play this week. Number 1 reason is that the Giants are absolutely reeling now. Their offense is getting weaker and weaker by the week. Teams are figuring out what the Giants can do and can't do. And let's be honest, they can do very limited and they can't do a lot. Daniel Jones, when tasked with putting the team on his back, is not a good quarterback. We already know that Daniel Jones is not the guy, but especially without Saquon Barkley and minimize Saquon Barkley, that is what teams focus on, just minimizing his impact. And now that he's injured, it should be an easy matchup. Reason number 2 is because the Washington Commanders are coming off a bye week, and the week before their bye week, they played the New York Giants. They have all the game tech they need on them. They had plenty of time to rest, recover, and watch more film on the first matchup. That is a great sign for an NFL team. And reason number 3 is just because the Commanders have a very good defense. Getting after your quarterback, causing turnovers. They do that type of stuff. This is one of my low-key good defensive plays of the week. The number 6 defense for Week 15 is the Carolina Panthers. They are taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys. There's a couple reasons for this one as well. The Carolina Panthers defense is actually really underrated. They played really good football against the Seattle Seahawks last week. A much better offense than the Pittsburgh Steelers is who they played. They create turnovers. They get after your quarterback. They cause havoc in the backfield. This is all a very good sign for a team that is actually playing for something right now. They are still playing for playoff contention. They are not going to roll over in this game. And on top of that, the Pittsburgh Steelers might be without Kenny Pickett this week due to a concussion that he suffered in last week's game. So we could see a game with either Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph at quarterback. That is a matchup that I want my defense to play, and that is why the Panthers here make the number 6 defense. The number 5 defensive matchup for Week 15 is the Cincinnati Bengals. They are taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now let's just be real for a second. Let's be very honest with each other. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not good. They are not a good offense, especially. Tom Brady is not the same guy that he once was. And that really is weird to say, right? Like, Tom Brady seemed like he was ageless for a while there. But Tom Brady is not the guy that he once was. This offense is very beatable and very vulnerable, and they have looked it for the past couple of weeks. The Cincinnati Bengals defense has really stepped up over the past couple games as well. They don't do a lot of turnovers. They don't do a lot of sacking of the quarterback. It's not exactly going to be a points scoring defense, but this is going to be a solid matchup, and that is the reason that they are here at number 5 defense for Week 15. The number 4 defense for Week 15 is the San Francisco 49ers defense. They are playing the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday night. Now, guys, not the best matchup, not the worst matchup. The Seattle Seahawks were just handled by the Carolina Panthers. So if you don't think that the 49ers defense can do the same thing, You're incorrect. The 49ers defense is the best defense in the NFL. They're, if not the best, one of the best NFL defenses. They do everything well. Sacks, turnovers, you name it. They are fantastic. They just hammered the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is going to be a great defensive matchup. Really, if you have the 49ers defense, always feel confident in playing them. But especially this week, I think that they can be a really good defense. And that is why they are here at number 4 for Week 15. The number 3 defense for Week 15 is the Kansas City Chiefs, and they are taking on the Houston Texans. Every week, guys, you know that any team that plays the Houston Texans, they're going to be on this list right here. And let's be honest, the Kansas City Chiefs just played a really good game against the Denver Broncos. Their defense was on top of them. Their defense was causing turnovers. Their defense was getting after Russell Wilson before he went down to injury. This defense is much better than you think. It's not great. I'm not going to say it's great, but they are absolutely a formidable defense, and they're getting the best matchup of the week here. Any team that plays the Houston Texans immediately makes this list, and that is why the Chiefs are here at number 3 for round 1 of your fantasy playoffs. The number 2 defense for Week 15 is the Denver Broncos defense. They are taking on the Arizona Cardinals, guys. 2 reasons for this right here. Denver has a strong defense. They have a very strong defense. If Denver had any kind of offense, they would be a much better team because their defense is for real. They're getting after your quarterback. They're creating turnovers. Their defense is a very real defense. On top of that, Arizona, very low morale team right now. Just lost Kyler Murray for the year, torn ACL. Going to have Colt McCoy for the rest of the year. The Arizona Cardinals are just reeling right now. They're totally falling apart. So is Denver, but Denver's defense is much better than the Arizona Cardinals offense at this point. I think they're going to be a great start this week, and that's why they're here at number 2. The number 1 defense in Week 15 for your fantasy playoffs, for me, it is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, man. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Chicago Bears. Now, I will say this before I go into why they're number 1. It could be a sneaky good game for Justin Fields. The reason I say that is because Justin Fields has been on fire lately, and you can't ever count out a guy like Justin Fields. But the reason that I love this matchup is for 2 reasons, really. Philadelphia's defense is elite. Their defense is great. They're constantly stopping opponents, and they're really, really playing well right now at the right time for you. But the other reason here is because the Chicago Bears have nothing to play for. At this point, they want to conserve Justin Fields' health and everybody else's health, for that matter, on their offense. So they might not be super aggressive with Justin Fields in that offense. They might not want to run him as much, and if they can keep him in the pocket, this defense is going to feast on the Chicago Bears. I love the Eagles defense for Week 15, round 1 of your playoffs, and that is why they are the number 1 defense in Week 15. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you play fantasy football, and like the video for me if you enjoyed it. And if you are looking for the best playoff schedules for this season, click on this video right here, and click the link in the description if you're looking to support the channel.